What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clinic, getting the ball rolling today. Off today, handling business. So, in the meanwhile, just running off videos, man. Trying to stay busy, trying to keep the real boxing ish rolling. And it's a big fight week, overall, not just Canelo and Triple G. Willie Monroe Jr. taking on Billy Joe Saunders. Just did the review on the press conference. Go check that out, the reaction. Matter of fact, Callum Smith fighting a Swedish guy. I'm going to do that prediction video tonight. Hopefully I get around to it if I ain't too busy. But we jugging and moving today, man. That's what we doing. And seeing somebody go live on this talking about Triple G and Canelo's opponents, and we talking about who faced the better opposition. It's easy for me, to see. I truly don't have a horse in this race. I truly don't. I'm not a Canelo fan. I'm definitely not a Triple G fan. I'm just a fan of boxing, but I just think this is an ultimate fight. And I think it's just that much sweeter for a guy like me because I don't have, it's not a horse in the race, so I could just enjoy the fight without being on my toes and being, nervous. You nervous before the fight starts, butterflies in your stomach, and not making no financial bets or any, social media bets as well. Just keeping it rolling. But you look at Triple G's resume, and I've done this video between Facebook and YouTube several times, and for whatever reason, just doesn't get through people's head. Triple G has been match made perfectly, and that's cool. If you're a guy that's on the rise, or you're in your early to mid 20s, that's okay. If you're 35 and all your opponents, are match made to your liking and to your strengths, and not to make you look bad. I think that's sad, man. You haven't really stepped out your shell and fought a guy that's complete, or close to being complete. And I think the closest was Danny Jacobs, and I'll get to him in a minute. But you look at a guy like Curtis Stevens. He fought him. He's a guy that got whooped by Jesse Brinkley at 168. Got whooped by Andre Durrell at 168. Came down to 160 after a long layoff. Fought on NBC on the Steve Cunningham and Tyson Fury card. I think that might have been that card. Don't quote me on that. And then he wasn't even ranked in the top 15. But he talked himself into a Golovkin fight in HBO and K2. And main events got him ranked inside the top 15. So Golovkin and him could be sanctioning for the belts that they was fighting for. A lot of people don't know that. And he's a guy that's one-dimensional. He's in the same mode as David Lemieux. Both guys have power, but have limited boxing skills. So it made it seem like, Triple G is fighting a guy with a lot of power, but a lot of people don't see that those guys have bombs, but no missiles to get the bombs there. They're limited. Look at a guy like Marco Antonio Rubio. Yeah, he knocked out David Lemieux, but he got knocked out by Chavez Jr. He's another limited boxer. Look at a guy like Kilbrook. He was a welterweight and had some success and started the movement of people wanting to step up and fight Triple G. So you have to credit him for kind of laying a blueprint out and letting, it took a welterweight to make other middleweights brave enough to fight Triple G. I will say that. Daniel Gill, I just never was, he never had shit for me. He never was shit to me, in my opinion. He was a former world champion. That's about it. Willie Monroe was a guy that was coming off a junior middleweight Boxino tournament, had got beat by Darnell Boone before that. We know Darnell Boone is notorious for knocking motherfuckers' dicks in the dirt. And but he was another guy. People say, Triple G can't fuck with people with movement. He can't mess with a slick fighter. And Willie Monroe kind of fit that, but they knew Willie Monroe was inexperienced and he was very green. He couldn't punch. Another perfect match made in heaven. You look at Danny Jacobs. They figured, Danny Jacobs got iced by Pirog. Worst case scenario, if Danny Jacobs up on the card, he got a weak chin, we can ice him. Well, they got that wrong. Danny Jacobs, in my opinion, won the fight by 1 or 2 points, but a close fight. I could see Triple G winning and not messing up the Canelo money. Other guys he's fought, Adama, Oshida, guys of that nature that really wasn't nothing. Gabriel Rosado, Proska, guys that were stepping stones, and guys we never heard from again, or guys we never heard from again. Martin Murray, I think, was his best win before the Danny Jacobs fight, in my opinion. Martin Murray was a tough guy, but he never became world champion. Had some opportunities, let him slip. Most people thought he'd be Sergio Martinez, but didn't. But if you look at Canelo Alvarez's resume, and what most people don't put into their equation, it's a simple fact, is Canelo Alvarez is almost 10 years the junior of Golovkin being the senior. He's 27, Golovkin's 35. He's 8 years younger. Of course, he should have a different type of resume. He turned pro when he was 16. People say coming up he was match made, very good, And right, he was a young kid, 20 years old, fighting 30 and 34, 33-year-old men. I understand that, But look who he's beaten. He's beaten Miguel Cotto. He's beaten Gennady Laura. How do you feel about it? He lost to Floyd Mayweather and got better after that. He's beaten Austin Trout when Austin Trout was undefeated. He did what he's supposed to do with a welterweight versus Amir Khan, which some people think Amir Khan is better than Kell Brook and most definitely has a better body of work than Kell Brook overall in boxing, in my opinion. He beat Chavez Jr. in a big Cinco de Mayo fight, which, I really wasn't that impressed with that performance, but it is what it is. He was above his weight class, in my opinion. He beat Lima Beefy Smith. It is what it is. That is a fight. He beat James Kirkland without Aaron Wolf. He was already damaged goods. It's another fight. But my opinion, Lara is better than anybody that, Gennady Golovkin beat. Maybe besides a guy like Danny Jacobs. But I still like Gennady Lara body of work better than Danny Jacobs. Potentially Gennady Lara could beat Danny Jacobs if he stopped bullshitting around. I'm not saying that he will, but he could. It ain't out the question. He beat Austin Trout. Austin Trout was an undefeated guy. Even though it was some fishy shit in the game, but he beat him. And Austin Trout is better than most of the people on Triple G's resume, believe it or not. Miguel Cotto, he beat him. A legend. People say, well, Canelo didn't knock out Miguel Cotto. Not too many people will. And the only reason Golovkin would knock out Miguel Cotto because Miguel Cotto is significantly smaller than him. He's not going to rehydrate that high. And the reason Canelo didn't knock him out is because Miguel Cotto's a savvy vet. He knows how to survive, Floyd Mayweather did what he's supposed to do with him, and he got better from that. Kirkland, it is what it is. Amir Khan, most people think he's better than Kell Brook, and Canelo did what he's supposed to do for him. Knocked him clean out. Golovkin didn't knock down Kell Brook one time. Kell Brook, I just got injured. He didn't hit the canvas one time, in my opinion. Well, that's a fact. And people trying to make this science about Triple G's opponent. Like I said, each Triple G opponent was picked perfectly not to expose his weaknesses. You can't say that much about Canelo because, Gennady Laura exposed his weakness. Floyd Mayweather exposed his weakness before that. Austin Trout exploited his weakness. So, he fought guys after his weakness was exploited and still kept going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he got the strongest resume, but he got one of the most legit proven resumes in the sport of boxing. However you want to spin it or however you don't want to spin it. You say he didn't fight Andrade, he didn't fight this guy, he didn't fight, whoever the Charlo twins. Golovkin could have fought Andre Ward, he didn't fight him. He could have fought Carl Froch, he didn't fight him. He could have fought a lot of different guys, moved up. But he didn't fight him. So at the end of the day, Canelo has the better resume by far. That's my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. We gone.